Hello everybody, a very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to this channel for another video tutorial related to human development part 1. We will discuss about the process after fertilization. In our previous video, we have discussed clearly about the process of fertilization, the various mechanism of fertilization involved in it, and in this video we will discuss about the developmental process after the process of fertilization. Okay, come to the topic now. The fertilization takes place at the junction of ampulla and isthmus in human being. Suppose this is the uterus, the fertilization takes place at the junction of ampulla and isthmus. Here this fusion takes place at this zone, ampulla and isthmus zone. Okay, after fertilization, when the zygote is formed at the part of isthmus, the repeated mitosis started. This repeated mitosis is called as cleavage. Okay, the cleavage process was first observed by Swammerdam. The cleavage process was first observed by Swammerdam in 1738. In case of the first in 1738, it was observed in frog's egg. In case of mammals, that is in case of rabbit, it was observed in 1839 in case of rabbit, and later on it was discovered in variety of organisms, but it was first observed by Swammerdam. The cleavage started from isthmus. Okay, the first cleavage after fertilization, the first cleavage takes place at the second cleavage starts after 40 hours of fertilization, that is 40 hours of fertilization. The third cleavage takes place at 72 hours of fertilization. After fertilization, this process started. Okay, after 4 days, solid ball of cells called as morula. The morula is externally surrounded by zona pellucida. It was externally surrounded by zona pellucida. It entered into the uterus. Okay, the morula never implant in the fallopian tube because the zona pellucida prevent it and maintain the implantation inside the uterus. First of all, we have to discuss about the process of cleavage. Okay, the cleavage starts at different plane. There are various planes of cleavage. When the cleavage process, suppose this is the fertilized egg, this is animal pole, this is vegetal pole. When the type of cleavage where the cleavage furrow extends from animal to vegetal pole, it is called as holoblastic cleavage. When the blastomeres are equal, it is called as holoblastic equal type This type of cleavage is found in human being. When the cleavage furrow passes from animal to vegetal pole and the blastomeres are not equal here. Let's see, the blastomeres are not equal here. One is smaller, another is larger. So it is also holoblastic, but the type of cleavage is unequal type of cleavage. Okay. What are the chemical changes takes place during cleavage? During cleavage, there is DNA synthesis, RNA synthesis, and protein synthesis. This type of chemical changes takes place. Then come to the different planes of cleavage. When the furrow passes exactly at the middle, dividing blastomere into two equal parts, it is called as, this plane is called as meridional plane. When the furrow passes from animal to vegetal pole longitudinally, but it is on either side of the middle axis, middle line, it is called as longitudinal plane. When the furrow passes at this through the center or exactly at the equator, it is called as equatorial plane. When the furrow passes on either side of equator, not at the equator, transverse on either side, it is latitudinal. These are four different planes of cleavage. Okay, let's see, after cleavage, the mass of cell which enter into the uterus are called as morula. Human morula consists of 16 cells. Morula is derived from mulberry. When there are 16 cells, it represents a mulberry worm shaped structure. So it is called as morula. Okay. When morula comes here, it was 4th to 5th day after fertilization. Okay. Then after this, on the 5th day, exactly on the 5th day, the zona pellucida started degrading. Zona pellucida degrades from its outer part. Zona pellucida here degraded. The implantation, that means the attachment of morula converted into blastula. The blastula attached with the uterine endometrium. Then this process of attachment of blastula to it is called as look here, suppose this is the morula, mass of cells. The outer layer cells of morula are called as trophoblast. When the morula reaches the uterine cavity, it started absorbing fluid. When the fluid get absorbed to it, what happen? It is converted into blastula or blastocyst. The blastocyst consists of outer trophoblast layer. Except trophoblast, there are inner cell mass. Trophoblast, inner cell mass. The inner cell mass are stem cells. These are pluripotent cells. These inner cell mass are pluripotent cells. They have the ability to produce different parts of embryo. Then what about trophoblast layer? The trophoblast consists of sticky cells. Sticky. It help in attachment of embryo to the wall of uterus. It help in nutrition. It help in formation of placenta, and it also help in extra embryonic membrane formation. These are the functions of trophoblast. Okay. After formation of trophoblast, the inner cell mass are well protected. Then comes to implantation process. When this trophoblast come in contact with trophoblast, and these are the inner cell mass, the cavity is blastocele cavity, which is filled with a fluid, coelomic fluid. Okay. When this trophoblast come in contact with endometrium, what happened? The endometrium started dissociating. It produced a pocket like structure, a depression, and the blastocyst get attached to it. The blastocyst get attached to the endometrial cavity. This process is called as implantation. The implantation is regulated by this implantation process is regulated by a factor. Okay, a factor called as leukemia inhibiting factor, which maintain implantation. Another, the trophoblast produces human chorionic gonadotropin. This hormone is also produced from placenta because the same trophoblast help in formation of placenta. What is the function of HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin here? It maintain the corpus luteum. Corpus luteum. This corpus luteum produces progesterone. The function of प्रोजेस्टेरॉन क्या करेगा? ये जो एम्ब्रियो ब्लास्टोसिस्ट उसको चिपका के रखेगा, एक माने फेविकल के तरह उसको क्या करेगा ना, एंडोमेट्रियम वॉल से चिपका के रखेगा. ओके, इट हेल्प इन अटैचमेंट, फॉर्म अटैचमेंट ऑफ blastocyst to the wall of endometrium. This process is called as implantation. What happened after implantation? Once implantation have taken place, the formation of placenta started. Come to the process of formation of placenta, how it is formed. Okay, the placenta formation takes place by the chorionic membrane, that means chorionic villi and endometrium. What is chorion then? You know, there are extra embryonic membranes. Extra embryonic membranes are there. There are 4 extra embryonic membranes. The first one is amnion. The second one is chorion, then allantois, then another yolk sac. Allantois and yolk sac, these are not very important in view of placenta formation. The allantois help in formation of blood vessels at placental region. What the function of yolk sac? It produces blood cells, RBC, WBC. These cells are produced in fetus from the yolk sac. Then what about amnion and chorion? this embryo is immediately surrounded by amnion. There is a cavity and filled with a fluid. This fluid is called as amniotic fluid. It do not allows the embryo to dry up. It help in movement of embryo. It help in movement of embryo. And remember, the amnion help in formation of umbilical cord. Umbilical cord. What is umbilical cord? I will tell you. The chorion next to amnion, there is a double layer structure. This double layer structure, the outer layer of double layer produces villi. These are called as chorionic villi. Allantois and yolk sac. This yolk sac in mammal is vestigial because the yolk is absent here in the egg, and allantois, the function is to form blood vessels. These chorionic villi, these villi help in formation of placenta. How? The interdigitation ऐसे रहेगा, ये villi, chorionic villi, endometrium is interdigitation. It help in forming a lock-like process, interdigitation process. This interdigitation help in formation of placenta. The type of placenta in man is called as chorionic placenta, chorionic placenta, or it is hemochorial type. It is deciduate. You know, deciduate and non-deciduate. Deciduate means we have deciduate teeth. जो teeth, the milk teeth is replaced by another group of teeth. Here the deciduate placenta means during parturition the placenta comes out with the fetus. Okay, in non-deciduate the placenta never comes outside. Okay, so the placenta is formed. Then what is umbilical cord? What is umbilical cord? Let's see. The umbilical cord is the connection between fetus and placenta. Then what is fetus? We know up to 8 weeks, that means up to 2 months of fertilization, it is called as embryo. Up to 2 months it is embryo. After 2 months it is called as fetus. Okay, suppose this is the fetus, this is the placenta. There is a connective tissue between fetus and placenta which is called as umbilical cord. This umbilical cord formation takes place from amnion. Okay, the umbilical cord consists of one umbilical vein, 2 lateral umbilical arteries. One vein, 2 arteries. The exceptional condition is found here. What is the exception? The arteries carries deoxygenated blood and the vein carries oxygenated blood here. Okay, this umbilical cord is transporter. It helps in transport of substances from mother's body to fetus. Umbilical cord, it cannot prevent teratogen. Except teratogen, all other non-homologous substances which are not desired by the fetus do not enter into it. Okay, so after formation of placenta, the further growth and development proceeds inside it. Okay, it is all about up to implantation and formation of placenta. In the next video we will discuss about the gastrulation process, the formation of germinal layers, fate of germinal layers, and pregnancy parturition. So thank you all for viewing this channel and subscribe it for the forthcoming uploads. Thank you all again.